Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday, end of the week. I know a lot of you guys are excited as it is the end of the work week for a lot of you folks. So that's really exciting as the weekend is about to begin. So Sunday, last week, I kind of messed up and I posted my Holy Grail video. And like I said, I've been trying to put Sundays or set Sundays aside because I want to have Sundays be my magazine review days. So I kind of forgot about that, and like I said, I used my Holy Grail video for that Sunday. So still a lot of pickups, a lot of review videos to do. So still plenty of days to come where we're gonna be reviewing a lot of stuff that's been coming in. So Sunday is going to be a magazine review video, but for the next couple of days, and then starting Monday or continuing again on Monday, we'll go back to again with review videos. But Sunday we'll kind of transition to the magazine review and then continue on. Today is going to be a very short video, or at least a bit of a shorter video, because I wanted to look at the Freddy Krueger figure. They're just very small items, just one particular item, so it's gonna be like a 2-minute video. So instead of making a very short video, I could have just made a 60-second short. But instead of doing that, I decided to kind of make this more of a pickup video type of deal. And the items I'm going to be showing off today are, there's a couple of highlight items. I would even call them Grail items for a couple of these pieces, and a couple of the other items are just they're just kind of random pickups that were available, and I just think they're unique enough to kind of showcase them. So, well, a few Fridays ago, I showed the 8-inch LJ and Freddy Krueger, right? And looking on the back of the card, we were looking at the 8-inch Freddy Krueger, right? The so and so. And I mentioned that the particular small Freddy Krueger, I finally actually saw this guy on eBay recently, and I started watching him, and he's actually selling for a good price. I think he's only like $12 on eBay for the loose figure, but the only reason I didn't pick him up is because his head is kind of decapitated a little bit. Yeah, I think shipping on that was like $10. Now, with taxes, shipping, purchase price, probably going to come out to be like $25, $27. Now, do I want to pay almost $30 for a decapitated, or nearly decapitated Freddy Krueger? I mean, not really. Plus, with this, I need to get the carded figure too, right? If that ever comes up, that's probably going to be another $40, $50. So I'm still waiting to get both at the same time. But I was able to at least knock this out. So 2 out of 3 right now, and that right there was huge. So Freddy Krueger Spitballs. This was for being a horror fan, I mean, something like this doesn't really, you wouldn't think that something like this would really do it for me. But it's not the Spitballs that I care about. It's the fact that it's horror related. It's the fact that it's Freddy Krueger related. That's what's exciting about something like this. And the graphics, the picture of Freddy Krueger, that's awesome. Even you take this away, even if it was just the card, that right there, that's awesome. But the Spitballs, I don't remember. I think it was I want to say Freddy Part 3. It may have been Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. I don't remember. But there was a scene where Freddy Krueger is, he's baking a pizza, and one of the kids is baked into a sausage, and he digs in with his glove, his knives, and he's eating the sausage as the kid. And when I look at this, that's exactly what I think about, is that one movie scene. So that kind of creeps me out, kind of looking at that. So it says scary 18-foot squirt. I didn't try to obviously fill these things up with water or anything, but I mean, I might one day. It looks like it's a very simple process. You just dunk it underneath the water and then, you know, bam. It's a very easy process. So just squeeze your spitball and release underwater. To shoot, squeeze your spitball to shoot. So yeah. I mean, they're for kids, right? So also, you know me, man. If I'm going to get them carded, I got to get them loose. And, you know, just like the wrestling figures, if I'm, you know, any horror collection or anything like that, same thing. With the Victim, I looked at this, I'm like, man, is that Pee Wee Herman? That's exactly who this guy looks like. he has Pee Wee Herman's face. Who is that? Paul Rubin? You know, my family when I was young, because I was always like a huge Pee Wee Herman fan, and Pee Wee's Big Adventure was one of my all-time favorite movies. You know, I used to watch that movie religiously when I was young, and my family always used to make fun of me. You know, always say that I look like Pee Wee Herman. Always very insulting. Like when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, I mean, shoot, I don't think I was offended by something like that because, like I said, I love Pee Wee Herman. So it's like, I mean, at 5 years old, I mean, would that be insulting? But I mean, there's more to stories like that, but that's more of like a live show type of conversation. That's not something like this kind of conversation that, you know, you'd go into detail about. But you got the little Freddy claws on the face. I mean, it's a very interesting look, right? And Freddy with the hat. I mean, I just like that with a little cut into his face. And even the details that go into something like this with the scarring and the burns and whatnot. It is such a freaking awesome look. But I like that they actually filled in the eyeballs, because when you actually look at the you actually remember looking at the actual 8-inch figure, right? And they did the eyeballs really well, but like they didn't fill in his teeth. And they kind of did the exact same thing with this. Like they did the eyeballs really well, but they didn't do anything with the teeth. Like, why don't they ever fill in the teeth with these figures? So awkward. So that's the Freddy Krueger. I mean, that's basically all this video would have been, and this video would have been over in, well, 8 minutes. So I could really stop the video here, make this its own lone video, but I'm gonna make this more of a pickup video. A couple of videos ago, I kind of showed this figure right here off, and this to me is a holy grail pickup. And for all of the Remco figures that I have, all my mint on card Remco figures, all of the loose Remco figures, this is one figure that I could not add to the collection, and it was driving me nuts. And they were tag team figures. And to me, two of the most important Remco figures of the entire collection. And we all know where they come from. Part of Series 5, Matt Mania. Pretty much anything Matt Mania related is going to be impossible to pick up. As far as Matt Mania is concerned, Doug Summers, I believe. So Doug Summers, this right here, mint on card. That's my only legitimate Series 5 Remco figure. And I think the two referees, Curly Brown and I forget what the other guy, Dick Worley, are my only legitimate Remco figures. Buddy Rose, and I think his robe is original. So Buddy Rose, the two referees, and Doug Summers, those are my only legitimate Series 5 figures. But like Barbarian and Boris Zukov and the Sheik Anand, those three figures are all customs. And if you were to find even loose figures, even without accessories, you're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I'm like, get the heck out of it. And probably even in the thousands. I'm like, no, forget that. Barbarian, loose, without accessories, $2,000 on eBay. I'm good with the custom, okay? So, But this figure right here, I got this on auction very recently, and I am thrilled. I think the accessory is a custom, but I'm good with it. It's an original figure, and that's important to me. So, Shawn Michaels is added to the collection. Now, what's disappointing is about a week ago, there was another seller who was selling both Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty on auction, and I think the auction was ending early in the morning, and I wasn't paying attention to the auction, and it ended. Otherwise, I would have thrown a big bid at the Marty Jannetty figure, and I would have tried to have won that one with my best bet, with my best bid, but I completely spaced on that one. But at least for now, having at least one rocker, you get one of the Midnight Rockers as part of the collection. So right now, at least for the loose collection, Marty Jannetty is the only figure that I'm missing. So, and that's going to complete the loose collection. Now, carded collection. Obviously, Matt Mania is still missing a ton of carded figures, and when you look up Remco, at some point, Hasbro Tuesdays are going to turn into LJN Tuesdays, which will later turn into Remco Tuesdays. I'm going to have all of Series 1 through 4. Once we do Remco Series 5, I mean, I'll have those figures. I'll have the Matt Mania, Doug Summers carded, but then you're going to start getting into, like, the 2-packs that come with, like, the video cassette. You know, the figures that come with, like, this, for example, right? And that, I don't know if those even exist on the open market, and if they ever do, how many thousands of dollars would that cost to purchase? So that's never going to happen realistically. Even if you're talking $500, well, $500 I might do, possibly. But if you're talking $700, $800, $900, no. And $500 even, I don't know. It depends. That'd be questionable. But Shawn Michaels, that was a huge pickup. And what was this? Terry Gordy? I think this is Terry Gordy. So from the Freebirds, I know I have this figure. I'm trying to pull the one that I have loose. Alright, good. So this is the one I just got in. And the reason I was sure to purchase this one compared to the one that I had previously. So the one I had previously, a couple of things you'll notice about this particular figure. One, notice his stomach, right? The second thing you'll notice, look at his boots and socks. So that's one Terry Gordy variant. And the one I just got in, you got the Flabby Gordy and you got the Chisel Gordy. And then you got, of course, the socks variation. So, again, both figures were very important to have as part of the collection. So, getting the Terry Gordy figure as well, another absolutely huge pickup to add to the Remco Loose collection. And, you know, again, like all these figures, I don't know which one of these came as part of the 3-pack, but I'll have to actually look at the 3-pack. I want to say it was this one, but I could be wrong. But I'm assuming that one of these figures would come with the in the 2-pack with the movie. Now, this one might be a Holy Grail pickup. If it's not necessarily a Holy Grail, it's at the very least a Grail piece, because it's a important pickup for me. But I would probably classify this figure as a Holy Grail piece, because this isn't something that you ever see on the open market, and it's not something that costs $1,000. So it's affordable-ish. I mean, it's pricey. It's not like it's $10, but it's not like like I said, it's not like it's $1,000 item. You know, your average buyer can afford to pick this up, but you're gonna pay in the 3 digits for this item. That's non-negotiable. It's a bootleg figure, but there were only 4 of these bootleg figures ever made. 4 bootleg figures back in 1987, plus a ring. Now, the ring is killer. I absolutely want that. But if you actually look up a picture of that ring, there's actually a whole lot more characters on the ring. So, I mean, were other figures ever intended to be made? I don't know. So, there were 4 characters. Obviously, Hulk Hogan, because Hulk Hogan is always intended to be made, no matter what toy line. Demolition is, you know, because you need a tag team. Smash is one of the most important figures. I'm dying to get Smash. You see Axe, but Axe looks absolutely horrendous. I mean, you would look at that figure, you just think this is like some random, I don't know, like Ninja Warrior or something. He doesn't even look like Demolition. He wouldn't even look like a wrestler. But Axe is another one. And to me, the holy grail of the 4 figures, Ultimate Warrior. The 1987 Eboneen Ultimate Warrior figure. The same seller that I got the Terry Gordy, I got the Eboneen Ultimate Warrior from. And shoot, I'm trying to think, did I get this one from him as well? I'm thinking. No, I don't. Actually, did I? Man, my head hurts. Too many sellers to keep track of. I know I definitely got the Brutus Beefcake from him as well. And finally, shoot, man, I finally get to add a Series 11 card, Mattel Superstar. I recently picked up Rey Mysterio as well, so just got to get the 2 variations of Razor Ramon, and that'll complete Series 11. But man, the seller, he kind of made a point to me. He's like, so you just started collecting the Eboneens, and you made a goal to to pick up the most expensive of all the figures first. I'm like, well, true enough. I mean, the other figures I found UK sellers who were selling Hogan and Smash, but the condition of those figures weren't exactly the best, and you know, they wanted, you know, close to $100 for each of those figures plus shipping. I mean, you're looking at about $150 on each of them if I were to buy them individually. But I might have to go with my buddy Adam Mercer in the UK, send him some money and see if he could buy them for me. And next time he sends me my bundle of figures, he could just, you know, throw those figures in the package for me. But what a pickup! This was huge. From the Dandelion store, and from the Dandelion, I don't know if there's different sellers or whatnot, because I bought from her, and her name was Nancy on Mercari, but Mary on eBay. So I don't know if there's, again, multiple sellers, if it's a brick and mortar store, different people, maybe different, I don't know. But Nancy, Mary, whatever. Dandelion, I got this variation of Ric Flair, and the robe itself was immeasurable, was awesome. I mean, the only downside with this figure is it's going to need a full repaint, because you look at the hands. Somebody cut off the hands, obviously, and resituated the hands on like a... What was this? This wasn't a... Was this Mean Gene Okerlund? But even the head, you know, they had to obviously chop off the head, but they look like they did a good job reattaching the head, because it doesn't look like, when you look at the figure, like they like you can actually see like it was reattached. It looks like it was like it's its own figure. but the coloration of the hands aren't the best. But the robe, I think the robe itself is what a lot of bidders are going for on this. But it's a solid figure. Oh, side note, Latuni, if you haven't gotten an opportunity to go onto their website, they do have an unbelievable new Ric Flair figure up on their website. Incredible. And if you want a reference, they do have a little YouTube video to kind of show you why he went with that option, and it makes sense. It's brilliant. Absolutely love the figure. He kind of showed me reference photos before, you know, he kind of put up the figure and everything, you know, a few weeks ago, and I love the figure. Ahmad is doing absolutely amazing work with his decision making, and I bought these as well. I just thought they were so freaking unique and cool. Gold plated LJNs. I mean, they're not gold plated. They're not like 24 karat gold or anything. They're just, you know, gold colored. You know, like, but I just thought they were just different. Now, I might have to send them to somebody to be touched up because obviously they're, you know, they're bleeding through and everything. But I mean, I didn't pay a fortune. I mean, I think they cost like $1 a piece or something. So for what I paid, I mean, they were an awesome pickup. Like I said, $1 or so per figure. This was a hell of a pickup. And I mean, these aren't being resold or anything. They're just unique individual pieces, and love them. Even Jimmy Snuka looks good as a gold figure. And of course, you know, Big John Studd, my favorite figure, right? So getting him as gold is incredible. So, I mean, for a random pickup video, I mean, this was pretty fun. I mean, I got these guys in. I got a number of these guys in, but I'm not going to show those off, not yet. I want to make that its own special video because I got those two. I got a couple more I just ordered, so still waiting on those to be shipped. And I think I got 3 more to order. So I got 4, and I got 3 or 4 more, I think, to complete that collection. So I think there's 7 or 8 total. And yeah, that's it. As always, guys, thank you so much for spending time with me and allowing me to show you my collection. And if you have questions or comments, please feel free to reach out and talk to you in the comments. And see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.